תוך כדי שהוא מדבר בטלפון, חבר הכנסת ססי גואטה. ססי, בואו תעשו תמונה, תעמדו לידו.
And right now, Israel needs an ally. And frankly, let me add, the Jewish people need to know they have friends. There's a long line of enemies that the Jewish people experience across this globe, and sadly, on some of our own university campuses. It's going to be a privilege to be able to be one of those people, not Jewish, Christian in fact, but to say to our Jewish friends, you will never go through what you've gone through alone. We will stand not behind you, we will stand with you.
Israel's commitment to international law is unwavering. Equally unwavering is our sacred commitment to continue to defend our country and defend our people.
Jubilation in Biafra because it's been reported that the Israeli government have given Biafra an allocated land for their embassy. We've seen that Biafra embassy in the US is functional. Somaliland have just opened their embassy in Jerusalem, and it's been reported that Biafra is the next country to be given, this embassy. What's your take as regards this?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullahi, the Somaliland president, had visited, I thought it was a state visit to Benjamin Netanyahu. Yes, that meeting, a lot of agreement was signed, but a lot of people does not know, why the Israel needed to, bring in, allies from that, particular axis. There's a reason for that, and immediately that they sense that there might be a lot of crisis within the international world, especially when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz. Israel quickly, went into action and adopted, and not only that, recognized that. And that's what I've been saying on different platforms, on interviews sections like this. I know why Israeli government needs Biafra as an ally. It's a big one for Somaliland, and I want to congratulate Benjamin Netanyahu for a standing fame. But on the process of that too, the pushing that's already going on, I'm telling you that the Biafra recognition and takeoff as a nation is going to have a very smooth, and swift, process. We are not going to have hassles in terms of kicking off as a nation recognized under international law. But what the most interesting thing is that that a location in Jerusalem, a part of Jerusalem, the work we're gathering is just very close or adjacent to where the Israeli government, built, or their embassy, Somali High Commission, diplomatic High Commission, headquarters in Jerusalem. That Biafra has also been, allocated a particular location just very close to there, based on what is already happening within the, the parliament, the MP, the Knesset, the Senate of Israel, deliberation. And that, after this very month, by first week of next month and the other month and the other week, they are going to have a proper conclusion. And remember that it is coming directly from the office of the foreign committee, that is directly under the foreign minister of Israeli government, where everything that has to do with the plan will be concluded, and that will be final. And presently, the Benjamin Netanyahu have been signaling that yes, a surprise, because we have been seeing a lot of Biafrans, a lot of IPOB members who are connected deeply into the Israeli government, and to Israeli government themselves, citizens, and of course Benjamin Netanyahu that has an eye on Nigeria. I can tell you, see Biafrans as Jews. And he made it very clearly, there are Jews in Africa. A lot of their researchers also remember that there was a time this Israeli three-man envoy, let me put it like that, from Israel visited the Biafran land under Buhari and thereafter, and there was an attempt to arrest them, and what they was say they came to do, they are finding, and these are the marvelous and miraculous jobs Nnamdi Kanu was able to do through Rachel, who happens to be a Jewish woman married to an Igbo man, and who's also a prominent DOS member now. I can tell you, please, I want to celebrate Nnamdi Kanu, for this vision. You know that Rachel has been appointed as one of the diplomatic diplomats within the structures of international and European engagement in terms of presentation of what Biafra stand up in this part of Africa.
But people are saying Rachel might just be wasting her time because all what she might be doing might not come to fruition.
Okay, you say Rachel, okay.
But from the body language she's giving, from her expression, she feels that she has got what it takes to make it happen for Biafra. Do you think she has what it takes?
You can see all the smiles. You can see the gathering of the powerful, Knesset Parliament. All of them are already signing, putting their signature. They are not doing that. The one they recognize us as the black Jews of Africa, which they normally call the ancient Hebrews. You know that the ancient Hebrews are blacks. And they know of what transpired. During the 1967 and all that. And we share the same history. With Israel. If you look at it deeply, yes, and I can tell you the same thing they face, we are also faced. And listen to most of their speeches, the Biafra is so popular in Israel, Jerusalem today, because of what is happening in Nigeria, and the fact that there's this understanding within the government of Israel that all the whole lost tribes, that they will make sure that the Israeli government reaches them. And the same thing we saw it in Ethiopia. You can see how the Ethiopian Jews are returning back to the promised land, Jerusalem. And I want to celebrate Trump, for recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. That's a wonderful thing for Trump to have done there. And on the second part, too, Trump has been showing empathy for Christians that have been murdered here in Nigeria. So, like every leader, runs his own perspective and all that, but the perspective of what we're seeing now that's coming up from Israel calls for a lot of celebration. And I can tell you that millions of Biafrans are celebrating, and you can see the confidence coming from that diplomat, that Israeli diplomat, who happens to be a member of DOS now, appointed by Nnamdi Kanu. You can see the joy, you can see the conviction, you can see the connection that it is no longer funny that the Benjamin Netanyahu administration, who have shown so much interest, have allocated a place, that quick takeoff, just like what we saw when they easily recognized Somaliland. They just went out, and we learned that the plan to recognize Somaliland has been there for years. You can see, that's what I'm telling you. You don't know how far documentations has been going on around the world within the international agencies around the world. And every office we entered, they have been doing it. I can tell you there's a major breakthrough now in the United Nations concerning some documents that they needed to file in that regard, which has also been acknowledged after Donald Trump exposes, the Amina Mohammed, and of course, Guterres seems to be having his head correct now because he has been exposed to the unfortunate things that were happening within the United Nations that made them to be very unactive, let me put it that way, because one of the reasons why we have United Nations is for situations like this, where people who does not feel very safe in a particular environment and who have been denied their right to self-determination, means that they can actually go through the process of the law and international law, that will guarantee their existence. But that is a big one. Now I can tell you that Biafra has seen it very clearly that Israel is likely going to be the first nation in the world to recognize Biafra as a nation, because there's already a preparation that of Biafran embassy in Jerusalem. And remember, they are one of the people also that celebrated the 30th May celebration that went viral almost all over the world. So you can see those nations that we are adopting, those nations that we are acknowledging, those nations that we are deliberating on the issues of Biafra. But it is not a small feat, you know, and nobody can come in between now and start talking rubbish, or whether you are ex-US or now, the Biafrans are not interested, you know, until Nnamdi Kanu says otherwise.
What people are saying is, do you not think because of the US are what are, you know, the Biafra embassy is in US, that's why the Israel are pressured to do the same thing? Do you not think
the Biafran embassy in United States of America is in Washington? Yeah, it was a diplomatic high commission, you know, where they can engage international communities and diplomats, you know, where bilateral relationship and treaties can be signed, you know, where they can reach out to anybody, you know, within Western world, you know. But if you come to in terms of Europe, we are having a major breakthrough, you know. Yes, that's breakthrough, major breakthrough. Because there's not going to be high level of diplomacy, advanced, you know, game playing. Let me just put it that way. You know, too much bureaucracy in that process compared to what we have in America. And Israel have made it very clear that this is the direction we are going, and they are going to that direction. Yes, I love what they are doing now, because everything needs to be formalized through the process of legislation, you know, and you can see they are taking it one after the other. By a few weeks from now, I think that issue will be concluded, and those who are responsible for that will be celebrated any moment from now. The news is everywhere, but you can see that the Abuja for some time now has been very quiet on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. You know, everything is stalled. I told you, you know, that the higher power is coming, a more higher power, superior power that is greater than Nigeria. If they are not even there already, you know, on alert, I can tell you that, you know, I can tell what is happening around the world. These are covert operations, you know, but this rescue mission has started, and Biafra has become come to the point where people are saying, no, I think it is time. Nnamdi Kanu, you know, has fought the battle. Anything outside Nnamdi Kanu is not going to be acceptable. The Biafra is making waves today is because of Nnamdi Kanu. His ideology, his philosophy need to be studied. His decisiveness, you know, one man riot, you know, you see, that guy is something else. A lot of people say he's an angel sent to, you know, restore Biafra and nation. And I think to an extent, Biafra is making wave. Anybody that think that Biafra is not making wave now, you know, need to properly, you know, have everything. You can see what is happening in Abuja. You can see what is happening within the Southeast governors. Everybody's talking about Nnamdi Kanu. Please let us find a way to release him. You know, a lot of things are being played underground and all that. You know, but some of the conditions that have been given, Nnamdi Kanu is rejecting it all in total. You know, standing firm on where he stands. And that is what, you know, the superpowers want to see. How convinced in this man in the reality. And they have presented it to the United Nations. And they have seen that now with 85 million and the capacity of territorial waters, land and air and every other thing, that this country is good to take off, including, you know, different manner of natural resources, you know, that is already, you know, there. So we'll form a lie. There's no two ways about it. But the good news is that, you know, Biafra embassy has been launched and located in Jerusalem.
Thank you.